Hello and welcome back to the Wednesday show. My name is Max and I'll be anchor for today. As you might already know, last Monday, which is Monday, May the 4th, students had school off. Now this week is no difference. For Wisakha Bucha, students will get another long weekend on May 12th, which is Monday. And next up is Chinese karaoke, which is going to be hosted on May 23rd. So make sure you prepare your performances and also be there for the performances. And coincidentally, on May 23rd is also the ending day for all AP tests. So until then, I wish you good luck. And next up, as you might already know, nowadays weather hasn't been so nice, from the rain to the sunny days. So make sure you take care and don't get sick. And lastly is also the graduations. During June the 6th will be the graduation of our beloved seniors. So make sure you come by and have your last word with your seniors before they have to leave. But if you don't get that chance, it's okay, because on the June 7th is our prom, where it's going to be the absolute last chance to say goodbye to the seniors, so make sure you be there. And don't forget to pick out your dresses.
Here is a recent global news. After more than 3 years of war, peace talks may finally be back on the table. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has publicly stated his willingness to meet Russian President Vladimir Putin for direct negotiation, possibly in Istanbul, Turkey. Zelensky emphasized that a full ceasefire must come first. Meanwhile, Russia has expressed cautious interest but insists that Ukraine must recognize the current fault lines. The G7 nations immediate talks and says Russia could face stronger international pressures if they refuses. On the ground, fighting continues as Russian drones struck several Ukrainian cities earlier this week. Despite the violence, the diplomatic window may be opening. If talks move forward, it would mark the most serious peace effort since the war began in 2022.
Next up, we have Jerry, who's doing a student spotlight segment on Pleum, who recently earned his spot on the Thai national bowling team.
Hello and happy to see you all. Today I'm going to interview the future star of the Thai national bowling team.
What made you start playing bowling?
I started when I was a kid. I believe it was my sister's birthday, and I get the chance to try out new thing, and then I feel like I enjoyed it, so I decided to turn professional.
And which match you played you remember the most?
It was actually 2 weeks ago. It was Thailand Championship because I got third place in Thailand in U18.
How did you get into the national team and what was the process like?
Uh, you can go in a national team by just participated in like a lot of like bowling competition in Thailand, and like there will be like someone that like interested in you, and they will like pull you in. And like if you're not that good, like there's also a chance that you might get pulled in to train, so you become better and you could play in like a bigger tournament.
What do you feel to when you get into the national team?
At first, I feel confused, like it was like one of like the first time that I participated in a big bowling event, and yeah, I'm happy overall.
And what is your future plan about bowling?
My goal in the future is I wanted to go like play bowling like abroad, like go to a competition like in other countries, and, like in Asia or like in Europe and anywhere. I just want to go outside of Thailand and try out new things.
And one more time, congratulations Pleum get into the Thai national bowling team. I'm Jerry, reporting from WTV.
Thank you, Jerry, John, and Sam. Now let's hear from Miyo and Tanya about the AP exams.
The AP season is here, and TCIS high school students are busy with practice sessions and stressful schedule. Preparing for the AP exam often led to high levels of pressure and a feeling of managing everything independent.
Advanced placement, also known as AP courses, are challenge college-level classes for high school students, requiring significant efforts from teachers and students. While they prepare students for college, it creates pressure when preparing.
In terms of preparation for my AP exams, I make sure to really plan out which APs I want to prioritize because, of course, our AP exams aren't all in one day. They're structured throughout like the next few weeks. And so I try to make sure that I'm like well organized when it comes to this because I personally do better when I know like what my agenda is after like every single day.
So this is like preparation. And what I try to do, if you ask any of the students that are in my APs, I always try to get my content done well before the AP exams so that we have enough time to say, oh, I was confused on Unit 3, let's focus on Unit 3. Oh, I'm confused on Unit 5, let's focus on Unit 5. Rather than teaching really slowly and then rushing at the end, I rush and then slow down at the end so that while they're getting stressed out, they don't have to learn new content.
AP exams can be stressful for high school students. If you are struggling with material, time management, or stress, seek for support from your AP teachers or counselors, like Miss Bree and Mr. Tillon. You are not alone in this.
We're Tanya and Miyo reporting for the WTV.
Thank you, Miyo and Tanya. And for the students who are taking the AP test, I truly wish you good luck. And next up is our entertainment segment. Enjoy.
Today on MasterChef, contestants will have to create a dish inspired by Mama, and the best dish will be decided by our judges. And our first contestant.
I worked my whole life for this, over 10 years of experience, and I'm pretty sure that my dish is gonna surprise you.
Watching Mark cook is like watching Vincent van Gogh paint. It's both delicious, fast, and efficient.
And going against Mark.
Honestly, I don't see this Mark guy as much of a competition. Even though I don't have a lot of experience, trust me when I say my culinary skills will surprise you.
Everything was going super smooth in the kitchen until I walked by Max's station. What I saw was unacceptable to me. There was a wrapper in his mama pot.
3, 2, 1. Hands off your dish now.
I call this dish the noodle garden. I made the noodle myself from scratch. The broth had been sous vide for 2 hours and top it off with a sculptured tomato to balance out the savory with the sweetness.
I call this Mama Noodles, made from Mama and microwaved. And now it's time for judges to have a taste.
Well, as a special guest, I have a really high expectation for what is about to serve me in my plate. The dish that enters my taste buds today shall be the epitome of culinary. Only one dish will satisfy my needs.
Mark, your dish has the perfect balance between savory and sweet. But I have to say that Max's dish has completely beaten yours.
I have to disagree. I think that Mark's dish was better in taste, but I think Max's dish was better in presentation.
And that dish is Max's dish!
Yay! And that about wraps up this week's Wednesday show. Now, fortunately or unfortunately, depending on the way you see it, this is our group's last Wednesday show. So if you have any comments or concerns, make sure to leave them in this QR code. And without further ado, I will see you next year.